Most people expect retirement to feel much the same wherever they live, as if only the weather and currency change. But the reality for those leaving the UK for Europe is often different. In many Spanish towns, pensioners spend hours at café tables, while in Britain, midday means busy streets and tight schedules. These everyday differences help explain the true nature of retirement abroad. In the UK, Sunday lunch is often finished quickly and on time. In much of Southern Europe, meals linger for hours, and there's no rush. Beneath the surface, routines change in ways that brochures and headlines rarely suggest. Spending, saving, and daily habits shift more than most expect. This video covers the real pros and cons of retiring in Europe compared to staying in the UK, focusing on cost of living, healthcare, tax, insurance, and practical life differences. 9 key points that might challenge what you've always assumed about retirement. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe. Number 9. Pace of life versus routine. You know, British high streets at midday are busy and punctual. Appointments keep to a schedule, shops predictably open and close, and even a pub lunch rarely turns into an all-afternoon event. In Southern European towns, things move differently. Shops may close for long lunches, with people taking their time over midday breaks. Meals run longer, and there's no expectation to rush. Pensioners used to clear routines sometimes find the slower flow challenging. However, over months, many settle into longer lunches and extended afternoons, noticing that a simple errand or meal can require patience but also brings opportunities to pause. The core question is whether this slower pace becomes a source of frustration or a path to relaxation. For many, it takes more than a holiday to adjust, but the shift is central to daily life abroad. Number 8. Dining out. Price and service compared. In the UK, diners expect attentive service and quick bills, especially in cities and larger chains. In Europe, the approach is different. Often after ordering in places like France or Spain, no one tries to turn over your table, and you must ask if you want the bill. It's common to sit for hours with friends, without interruption or pressure. For those used to fast, if sometimes impersonal British service, the lack of attention can be irritating at first, waiting for a drinks order or a check that never comes. But expectations shift. Tipping is rare, and meal prices are often far lower than in the UK, even in main city centers. Efficiency sometimes gives way to atmosphere and savings. Number 7. Variety of surroundings for a modest budget. Staying in the UK usually means familiar scenery, green countryside, historic towns, and seaside resorts. In continental Europe, a modest drive can take you from mountain ranges to the coast or from vineyards to medieval towns, often all in the same day. For example, living in northern Spain can place you under an hour from the French border and ski resorts, a few hours from Mediterranean beaches, and within reach of major cities like Barcelona. British pensioners often find travel easier, less costly, and more varied. In the UK, short holidays can still be expensive, while in much of Europe, regular local trips provide fresh surroundings at lower cost. Number 6. Travel costs and accessibility. Domestic flights inside the UK, like from Manchester to Cornwall, can be time-consuming and expensive. The pattern reverses after moving to continental Europe. Flights from Spain, France, or Italy to other European capitals are frequently under $50 return, and overnight stays near city centers can be very affordable. For those on a fixed income, travel across the continent becomes realistic, not an indulgence. This expanded freedom to explore reframes what local means. Where holidays at home used to take planning and savings, now the whole continent lies open. Yet the shift is rarely acknowledged openly. Travel is no longer out of reach but within routine. Number 5. Housing. Ownership costs and property taxes. Home ownership in the UK comes with set expectations: council tax, insurance, and maintenance, with significant costs even outside prime locations. In Southern Europe, many find property taxes and insurance far lower. For instance, owning a home in Spain often brings annual costs under $100 or $600 for council tax and insurance combined, far below the norm in Britain. Over time, pensioners see these savings accumulate, freeing funds for travel or upgrades. It's a change rarely stated in the UK, where long-term residential costs run high. For those budgeting year by year, manageable expenses abroad can redefine priorities. Number 4. Healthcare. Predictability versus peace of mind. Healthcare is a critical decision. The UK's NHS covers most needs, but those moving abroad must learn new systems. In Spain or France, private health insurance for a couple often costs $200 to $250 per month and typically includes doctor visits, hospital care, and major treatments with limited extra charges. This contradicts the widespread belief that care abroad is always uncertain or expensive. Yearly costs can be more predictable, and many providers offer support in English. Prescription drugs or dental care may carry separate fees, but hospital services tend to be clear. For those planning for health changes in old age, certainty and coverage can bring peace of mind rather than the unpredictability many dread. Number 3. Taxes and overseas income. What you pay and why. Many think taxes disappear after leaving the UK, but that's not the reality. Each country sets its own rules. In Spain, residents pay tax on worldwide income after 183 days, and gains from property sales can be higher than expected. By contrast, Italy and Greece sometimes grant flat-rate taxes or other incentives to new residents, which can lower the burden on foreign pensions. Deciding where to settle often comes down to this. The right planning and research can mean the difference between keeping or losing thousands each year. Some countries offer generous terms, others ask for full contributions. Knowledge, not assumption, shapes your financial outcome. Number 2. Insurance distinctions, obligations, and risks. In Britain, pensioners are familiar with standard home, contents, and auto insurance, plus private health cover for extra care. In Europe, requirements and costs can shift. Car insurance may go up or down based on driving history and location. Home insurance, especially outside major urban areas, often costs far less. However, the details matter. Basic policies may not include certain risks like flooding or earthquakes, which means checking the fine print and sometimes adding extra coverage. Insurance abroad tends to focus on real risks, not status. After looking closely, most find year-to-year costs easier to predict, aligning with what many want after years in the UK's market. Number 1. Status, identity, and how you're seen. Retirement changes how people are viewed. In the UK, achievements and past careers quietly carry weight, even at the dinner table. In much of Europe, identity hinges more on relationships, family, or community ties. Locals may ask about family or interests, not what you used to do for work. This difference leaves some feeling unanchored at first. Yet, over time, the pressure to explain or impress fades, replaced by a comfort that comes with being valued for daily life, not a professional role. For those who define themselves by career or status, this is a major shift, sometimes disorienting, often freeing. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.